welcome to our special Brand Buzz segment where we look at the latest trends, whether they be seasonal or trending online. This time, Ferrero Rocher meets Frosted Flakes. Italian candy maker Ferrero is acquiring U.S. cereal giant WK Kellogg in a $3.1 billion deal. Ferrero, best known for its namesake chocolates as well as Nutella, WK Kellogg, known for its cereals like Froot Loops, Corn Flakes. Over the past 10 years, Ferrero has acquired more than 20 companies across 9 countries, spending roughly $13 billion in the process. And that includes this current deal with Kellogg. The Kellogg deal is expected to close later this year, pending a shareholder approval, as well as approval from U.S. regulators. Okay, for more now on what this takeover by Ferrero Rocher of Kellogg means for branding, shelf space, the future of snacking, we're joined by Buck Wise, the CEO of Closing Day Agency. Buck, a pleasure, my friend. Great to see you.
Always good to see you, Sean. Could you imagine a baby from these two parents? How great would this baby be? The Nutella and the Pops together? I mean, they know what they're doing, Sean.
Is that my smile expanding or my waistline? I think that you're exactly right. Okay, now this is certainly a deal that has people talking. What do you think led to this, and what's the early take on it?
Yeah, you know, it's so interesting because $3.1 billion is obviously a 30%. It's about 30% over what the value could have been. So why would they pay so much? Now, the analysts are going to come in and they're going to say, well, this is a very strategic move on their part because they want grocery space in the CPG space. They want to be able to take over and dominate the relationships with big U.S. grocery companies, right? Which I do think is a great strategy for the long run. Now, I've done tons of due diligence for big companies in the past, and I'm always looking at not just the current data, but the future data of what's possible. So I know they paid a 30% premium because they know where the potential of this company could go. But if I really dig in from the brand and marketing side of business, I'm going to take a page from the Lego CEO. Early 2000s, they were almost bankrupt. The CEO made a partnership with Star Wars that increased their revenue from bankruptcy to now today they're doing almost $10 billion in revenue. And what he said was this: people don't buy products, they buy stories. And this is an amazing story.
Yeah, Kellogg's also got this amazing history, something I followed, ironically, for some time now. Okay, with this amazing story and this brand recognition, especially here in the U.S., how is this sale going to impact Kellogg's products that are right now on the market here in the U.S. and abroad?
Well, obviously, you know, you're hearing critics talk about the fact that cereal is declining. And that's because I believe Americans are getting a little more health conscious and focused. Plus, the rising cost of cereals makes it harder for families that are trying to stay under a budget. So I do think there's an opportunity here for them to take distribution and take their goods and build products that are maybe more cost effective, and maybe they lean, I know they're confections, but maybe they lean into some healthy versions of cereals that might increase sales as well.
Now, while you say that, I'm going to take a little bit of a left turn here, because globally there's been a spike in cacao prices as well as a shortage. Do you think that this played into that? Is there concern in this?
You know, you've nailed it right on the head, Sean. They're hedging their bets because they see the increase in cacao and all the products that have their confections. And so they're thinking, hey, we need to be in a grain or a cereal that maybe isn't going to be as inflated as cacao. So it's really, if you look at it from a business standpoint, I think it's a diversification for them, and I think it's a smart one.
Now, as we mentioned earlier, leading into you, this isn't the first time that Ferrero has made this kind of purchase. In the past, it's purchased well-known candy bar brands like Butterfinger, Baby Ruth, as well as Blue Bunny and Blue Ribbon ice cream. What impact did these acquisitions have on that well-known company?
Yeah, you know, I know they study this stuff before they come into a company and they acquire it. I was actually an agency of record for Nestle when they were making acquisitions with Nerds Candy, and they were creating the CPK brand with California Pizza Kitchen. And so when these brands take these other brands over, they do look for ways that they can infuse their operations or their distribution, and how can they cut costs on something that already has brand recognition and a footprint in America? How can they do the same thing? Take the legacy of an amazing American icon brand. How can they take that and still do it, but at a way that saves them money? And over time, they have spreadsheets that show them we can do this and for less and still maintain the quality and consistency. So I'm assuming, obviously not knowing inside, I'm assuming somebody did the analysis on that they're still going to make money with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that. So Ferrero and Kellogg are, of course, known for popular sweets. Ferrero for Nutella, and of course, those wonderful chocolates that we love so much. Now, Kellogg's for its cereals that we've been showing you, Frosted Flakes, Froot Loops, Rice Krispies. You held those two things up earlier. What's the likelihood of us seeing Nutella-flavored Frosted Flakes or Ferrero Rocher Rice Krispies in the future?
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be this branding?
There's no question in my mind we're going to see this hybrid solution. In fact, if they didn't, I would say it's the biggest miss in the acquisition if they weren't taking these products and trying to blend them together. What kid would want a Nutella pop? I mean, chocolate on top of corn? Of course that makes sense.